Welcome to Superhero Pow. I'm your host nerd, Tom Frumkin. So recently I've been reading the Justice League Unlimited and the JSA comic books. And it made me think, in the near 60 years of coexistence of these two superhero teams, DC has never really pitted them against each other. Which is a little strange, but what really brought it to my attention was in the most recent issue of the JSA, issue number 7, written by Jeff Lemire, Jeff just set up what should be the jumping on point for such a confrontation. Now, if you really want to jump into my thinking here, I have to start by talking about the new Justice League Unlimited crossover event by Mark Waid. And when I say talk about, I mean rag on it. No, I'm kidding. Waid's Justice League has been fine so far. But this big storyline, We Are Yesterday, that Waid has been building up to for about 5 issues now, which is now going to take 6 issues, one of which is an extra-size annual, to tell, is kind of a head-scratcher if you ask me, as in, what's the point of it? Or rather, who thought this was an interesting idea? More than any other random comic book story idea. Why did this idea become the crossover event between Justice League and the world's finest? For those of you who don't know the story, it's spinning out of the big company-wide crossover Absolute Power, where they turned Amanda Waller into a straight-up supervillain. Thanks but no thanks, DC. Anyway, Gorilla Grodd now has the Martian Manhunter's mental powers, which is a bit weird because he already had mental powers. But okay, this is an upgrade of some sort. Anyway, now Grodd's big plan is to conquer the world by rebuilding the Legion of Doom. But there's a problem. A lot of the original members of the Legion of Doom really aren't available to him for, various reasons. So he's decided he will just travel back in time and collect all the original Legion of Doom members, except, of course, him, from the past, bring him into today, and now he can have his Legion of Doom. And that's the crossover. The Grodd from today brings the Legion of Doom from the past today. Is this a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Or is it just weird and why are we doing it? So that's why I say, what's the point of this? It almost seems like Grodd is really just being a surrogate for Waid's desires to have the original Legion of Doom, but he can't because of current continuity. So this is his way of finding a way to use them. To be fair, I'm not really hating on the idea. I just don't really think it's a special or interesting idea either. Although one angle that could be pretty interesting about it is what's going to happen if the supervillains of the present find out that Gorilla Grodd has time-traveled their younger selves into the present for his purposes. That could create some interesting character conflict and moments, but kind of seems like the story's not going to go in that direction. Okay, so that's where the Justice League Unlimited is right now. So what's up with the Justice Society of America? Well, currently they're up to their eyeballs with Cobra, the Injustice Society, and Planes of Hell. They've got some missing teammates. Oh, and Wildcat just died. Again, I'm pretty sure. They must have killed him and brought him back from the dead before. I can't quite think of it, but I know he got crippled in the original Crisis. But anyway, I digress. Either way, it's just typical fun. But the interesting part is, writer Jeff Lemire had the Justice Leaguers, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman show up late to Ted's funeral. Then Superman offers Justice League support for all the troubles the Justice Society seems to be having right now. When the Justice Society says, hey, we're fine, we're figuring it out, Batman cuts in and tells them they're doing a bad job lately and things are out of control. Understandably, the Justice Society pushes back hard on that notion. Superman and Green Alan Scott Lantern manage to keep things civil, but as Obsidian points out, they aren't really fans of the Justice League, basically saying that everyone in the Justice Society is already a member of the Justice League. You know, this is something from Wade's Justice League Unlimited book. It's kind of the point of his book. Every superhero, big and small, is now a member of the Justice League. Now, I'm not sure if DC is picking up on this, and they probably aren't, but Lemire, playing on Wade's setup, is a perfect powder keg for the first time ever Justice League of America, Justice Society of America brawl. Now, okay, sure, superhero on superhero fights are dumb, but we all still love them. And if the concept is good, which I think it totally is in this point, all the better. If I was an editor at DC, I'd be pushing this into a full JLA versus JSA crossover event. The JLA from their satellite, looking down on the world, throwing their weight around as the greatest superhero team ever, and the Justice Society being like, back off, man, we were here first. And as feathers are getting ruffled in some kind of supervillain situation, someone shoves somebody too hard and then somebody punches back and then full-on superhero chaos, which any villain could then prey upon. I'd buy that book, and it's kind of surprising that DC's never done it before. I mean, how often has the Avengers slugged it out with the X-Men? But instead, DC gives us a 6-issue crossover event with time-traveling Legion of Doom. Yeah. Anyway, what do you think about this? Are you digging the new Justice Society and Justice League Unlimited books? And what do you think about a big Justice League versus Justice Society crossover? Dr. Fate versus Superman, Captain Marvel, yeah, I said it, versus Wonder Woman, Jade versus Star Sapphire, Mr. Terrific versus Batman. Good times. Anyway, thanks for spending time with me. And if you could be so kind to like, subscribe, and notify, I promise not to make you drink a lot of Coca-Cola and then eat a lot of Pop Rocks at the same time. You know what I'm talking about.